Hey Taurus, this is your reading, your new moon mini for the Virgo full moon, which we are still soaking in. The Virgo new moon is what I mean. I'm going to start over because I said that, but I'm going to keep going. Hope my phone is agreeable. Okay, from the ancestors, you have the Five of Cups. And I got this from another deck for Leo, and it was not in the ancestor spot, but I was thinking about it in terms of sort of the inherited ways of feeling, the inherited ways even of feeling good, and that we are moving into new ways of feeling healthy and good and right. But this attention to our embodiment and our spiritual and intellectual needs is a multifaceted and not, it's a mixed bag of inheritance from the ancestors. I'll just say that. Speaking as a Taurus. Anyway, they are with you. These are things you can make. These are, shapes, modalities, relationships, family structures, daily structures, routines, habits that you are perfectly capable of renewing and shaping to fit as makes sense for you, the Fool. And this is your fixed energy. It's kind of funny. It's very dynamic for your fixed energy. But I also was saying to Leo earlier today, as fixed signs, we're considered a little drab sometimes. But there's an absolute creativity and and motion to this steadying, the holding, the nurturing flavor of that modality. Okay, so you have that available to you. You have, a history, this long history of creating the structures the structures by which we inhabit and understand our experiences. And so that's coming through from the ancestors who support and protect you and have deep faith in you. Okay, we have Charity for your elemental sign, and I think this is again nurturing. It's the daily tending. I've been looking at this card reminds me a little bit. There's not a breastfeeding woman in the Rider-Waite, but it reminds me a little bit of the six. What am I thinking? Yeah, the six. Is it the six of coins? Anyway, where the person is giving out money, and I've been talking every time that comes up recently in whatever deck that we are transforming that. There's no less than, more than. There's no inequality. We need to move where it's not like anyone's overly attended to, underly attended to, overly needy, overly giving. We balance it out. Justice comes as a whole to us all. And this is a mending. This is the card for the moon. This is a healing, a deeply healing and aligning moon as we all can let ourselves fall like you'd fall in love, like you'd fall asleep. Fall into your soul's true shape, fall into the alignment, fall into, your self-definition, your self-expression, your being in the world, your incarnation, and all that attends it. Okay, under the moon. Okay, it was not the 5 of coins. I was thinking of it was the 6 of coins. But again, under the moon, we have this. I'm going to take this as a progress. This is a neutral energy. There is a possible feeling of being outside, of not having enough. But there's also a possibility of companionship and a movement forward. So it's in a neutral energy under this new moon, and it's what the moon is offering to you. And then in your space of the current field of possibilities, we'll see what we have from I think this might be I don't mean to play favorites, but this might be a little bit my favorite deck, the Dreaming Way. And so, supported by this ability to make structures for feelings, for experiences, for your imagination. This comes to you from your ancestors, and then from your modality of fixity, of holding space, is this absolute joy and sort of sportiness of the full, an exuberant tending. And here's your earthly tending, your earthly care, your ability to care, and that includes self-care. Okay, and under this moon with this neutralizing, it could go either way. It can blend together, it can merge even. What can the feeling of having felt left out and having felt lack, what can that teach you, and how can that inform you as you go forward? And then also the knowledge that you have moved through difficult times and you've had company on those paths. What can that, how can that inform you as you go forward, okay? And we have the 2 of Cups. Okay, I'm not going to complain about seeing that. I like to see that. And then the 7 of Swords, okay? So thinking again about, the ways you may have felt inside or outside, left out or in a state of belonging and deep understanding, in a state of argument. Think about the ways we attach. Do you attach kind of like in repeatedly inscribing these old patterns? Or do you attach in this way of just like, oh my goodness, here we are right now. Let's make something together. Okay, I'm going to draw one more, I think, and I'm hoping it hasn't stopped. The Anchor. The Anchor denotes successful ventures in business and love. Oh, and yay. The